And the ayah I began with, actually the 29th ayah, is something the disbelievers are going to say on Judgment Day. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا رَبَّنَا أَرِنَا الَّذِينَ أَضَلَّانَا مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ. Master, show us those who misguided us. And that is, they call this min bayaniya, meaning show us those who guided us. We mean to say, show us the people who misguided us among the jinns and among the human beings. Because they're the ones who misled us. And interestingly enough, they mentioned the jinn first, because human beings were not able to see the jinn, right? So they blame an unseen force. And then they mention other human beings that must have misguided us, because it couldn't possibly have been our fault. The issue that's being highlighted here is a lack of personal responsibility. People are ending up in hellfire, and even as they're about to be thrown into hellfire, they're not willing to say yet, our fault. We're the ones who messed up. We didn't listen. We didn't take it seriously. We weren't the ones that were saying, don't listen to this Quran, just make noise instead. Instead, even now they're saying, show us the jinns and the human beings that got us here. نَجْعَلْهُمَا تَحْتَ أَقْدَامِنَا. We could trample them. We could put them under our feet, means let us stomp on them. Let us punish them for what they did to us. Subhanallah, this image. Allah doesn't even comment in the ayah about what His response to that is. It is simply a mockery. It is simply a mention of this idiotic behavior. The consequences of which will be these people are burning in hellfire and they're asking Allah. And by the way, in Quran elsewhere, Allah has already told us, nobody will listen to them, nobody will even look at them. وَلَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَيْهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Allah is not going to even look towards them on Judgment Day. So they're just talking to themselves, really. Even if they're saying Rabbana. Even if they're saying Rabbana. There's a lack of personal responsibility on behalf of the kafir. I wanted to begin with this because actually the subject I'm talking about today is not the disbeliever, it's the believer. The ayat that are coming that I want to talk to you about are about believers. They're about Muslims. But they're mentioned in sharp contrast to this aspect of disbelief. The aspect of disbelief that seeks to blame others for one's problems. This is a very common attitude, unfortunately, even among many Muslims. Hopefully you're not one of them and I'm not one of them. And that attitude is, I'm messing up as a Muslim, but let me tell you, I have a whole bunch of reasons, and I have a whole bunch of list of criminals that are actually the real culprit. I'm actually innocent. It's society's fault. It's the pressure. It's my workplace. It's my financial situation. It's my family. I was raised this way. What can I do? It's shaitan, man. He gets me every time. It's not my fault. I don't know what it is. I just can't help myself. So you live behind these excuses. You refuse to take responsibility for what you're supposed to be. This is the thing that's being criticized for the kuffar, and Allah is teaching us that they are in such denial that they can't even accept about themselves who they are, that even on Judgment Day they're asking Allah not for forgiveness, but for those who misled them, those who they want to blame and want to punish them, and they want to make them the lowest ones.